Swires from Mediation. This is joint work with my colleagues Yash Jain, Ajinka Jawali and Andrew Ma. Our paper is Cascaded Bid Floors for Heavy-Tailed Mobile Ad Auctions, a Deployed Production System. First, the business context. Free-to-play mobile games earn a large share of their revenue from in-app ads. In the setting we study, each ad opportunity is offered to demand partners through a first price mediation auction. Mediation sets per impression bid floors on behalf of game publishers, and our goal is to maximize the publisher's ad revenue by personalizing floors for every impression. The paper makes 3 contributions. We formulate this publisher-side floor setting problem. We release FloorGym, an open source simulator calibrated on production data, and we report production evidence from an A/B test across 44 games. Those auctions are first price. The highest bidder wins and pays their own bid. The main lever a publisher controls is the bid floor, the minimum price they'll accept for an impression. The sketch on the right shows why setting the right floor is challenging. That curve is the distribution of incoming bids, and it's heavy-tailed. Most bids sit on the left, but significant money is out in the thin tail of rare, valuable bids. When you set a floor, bids below that dashed line don't fill. The reason floors can help at all in a first price auction is that bidders shade. They bid below what the impression is really worth to them. The floor can then bind. A bidder whose shaded bid would otherwise fall below the floor may raise its bid to meet it, provided the impression is still worth at least that much. That's where the price gain comes from. So setting the floor is a balance. Go too high and you lose too many impressions. Go too low and you give up the price gain. We solved this problem using a cascade. Instead of picking one floor, every ad request gets 2 chances. The first auction runs at an aggressive, learned primary floor aimed at that upper tail. If it fills, we've sold at a high price. If it doesn't fill, we don't lose the impression. The same opportunity is retied at a near zero safety floor, and at that price it almost always fills. So the primary floor's job is to extract price. The safety floor's job is to protect fill. To understand how this works, we built FloorGym, an open source, publisher-side simulator calibrated on real production data. It models a population of first price bidders with realistic shading and heavy tails, and it lets us compare floor setting strategies head to head, a single floor, a repeated floor, and our high-low cascade, under conditions we can control and vary. This chart is one of the main simulation results. Along the x-axis is how heavily bidders shade. A shading factor of 0.8 means they bid at 80% of their true value. At the left-hand side, they bid close to their true value, and as you move right, they shade more and more. The y-axis is the revenue list each strategy achieves, compared to running no floor at all. Solid lines are labelled perfect CPM. That predictor knows the true average price for each context, so it's perfect apart from the bidder's inherent randomness. Dashed lines add prediction error on top, and the gap between them shows how much prediction accuracy matters. Start with the red curves, a single floor. Its lift only really appears when bidders shade very heavily. Over most of the range, with only one auction, bidder randomness turns an aggressive floor into lost fill, so the price gain is usually cancelled out. The blue curves retry the same floor twice. That does better than a single floor. Failed impressions get a second chance to fill, but it's still not as good as the cascade. The green curves are the high-low cascade, and at a realistic shading levels, it wins clearly. It captures upper tail value and keeps its fill. Note, we also don't need any shading for our system to work. At zero shading, the lift doesn't come from the floor binding at all. It comes entirely from giving the opportunity a second auction with a fresh draw of bidders. The deployed system works like this. A lightweight SDK embedded in each game sends us request time signals. geography, device, ad format, session context. Our servers enrich that with aggregated user, game, and market features. A learned model returns the primary flaw, backed by the near-zero safety flaw. We ran a 7-day within-game A/B test across 44 games from the portfolio of Game District, one of our customers, covering roughly 5 million daily active users, split 80-20 treatment versus holdout, our cascade against each game's existing bid floor strategy. Treatment increased revenue per daily active user by 13.2%. Revenue per impression went up by more than 9%, and at the same time, impressions per user also went up by nearly 4%. So we raised prices without sacrificing fill. Breaking it down by format, rewarded ads gained even more at over 20%. Takeaways. In conclusion, a single flaw is hard to balance in heavy-tailed first-priced auctions. Too high loses impressions, too low gives up revenue. A high-low cascade fixes this by splitting price extraction from fill protection, and we've shown it works both in simulation and in production, with a 13% revenue lift across 44 live games. Future work will close the remaining gap between FloorGym and production mediation, including parallel auction calls, discrete flaws, latency constraints, and adaptive bidders. Thanks for watching. The simulator is open source, and I'm happy to take any questions at the workshop.